Hi Drake. Okay, I just want to go over this critique sheet that I've given you. So what I've got here is I've got a model that I'm working on, and I just want to show you the difference, because seeing your version against mine, you can see the differences clearly. Now, your first and your major problem here is your eyes. They're too close together. If you look, normally there is a bit of randomness to different shaped eyes and stuff, but yours are far too close together. It's like half an eye. You need a whole eye space as indicated down here. The other thing, that you've got the face angled back. You want it facing forwards like this. Okay, you've got it at an angle. It's easy to do because I know what you've done. You've done a circle, you've done a sphere, and then you've pulled this down, and that doesn't work that way. You need it like this, because the angle, it throws everything off. It also throws off the jawline, which if you look down here, this jaw is coming forwards, this bottom jaw is going forwards. There's actually an angle across here. There's more of an angle. You can see it here, that angle. We're not worrying about your neck. Your neck is all wrong, but don't worry about it yet. You've got the mastoid to put down there, and the neck's wrong, for sure. Also, look at the way the cranium's hitting the back of the neck. This is really important, and the roundness of the back of the head against what you've done here. So again, that's another thing. I've put too flat here. You're back too far, so you're going back too far on the model. It's really going back. Now, I'm not sure exactly, because your head's bent backwards. You want to be getting just more of a flat before it runs off. Depending on if it's a male or a female. Females have got it's sharper. It does change. Females, males go back quicker, kind of off the forehead. Your actual eyes are in not too bad a position. It could do with coming down a little bit, and the top of your ears could do with just being on just above that eye rather than just below this eye here. You're almost in line with there. It needs to come up a bit. If you look across here, it's hitting the kind of top. In fact, my ear there could do with coming up a little bit to hit the top brow line going across. Okay, so your ears look like they're too far back, but again, that might be because of the twist angle in the head. Definitely think they are too far back on the head. There's not enough showing around this area here. If you compare again these differences, yeah, I mean, your eye is the thing that's throwing a lot off, and the angle of this head is really hard for us guys to see. Also, your zygomatic bone, the main cheekbone here on your model, is too high. Needs to come down. If you feel the bottom of that zygomatic bone, you'll feel that it actually runs in line with the bottom of the nose. Now, it doesn't start at the bottom of the nose, it ends, but it looks like it's a little bit too high on this, which is giving this kind of puffiness, or this blowout, this blow in towards the eyes, and you're not getting the eyelids in there. Generally, your sculpting needs polishing for sure, but and you're doing something that lots and lots of beginners and intermediates do. They jump straight into the details. You'll see a lot of posts on the ZBrush forum saying, don't go too fast, stay with something basic, and then start to get that form right before you move on. I'll do a quick example for you in a second, but these are the main critique points that you can look at. Now, I have supplied you with a few little sheets that you can use that should help you. One is this reference guide, and this is going to give you the proportions of the face. So I've supplied quite a few in here, including this skull, and you can see that zygomatic bone which comes out here. This is the main cheekbone that the mastoid attaches to attach to the bottom of the jaw. And if you look at that angle where it comes out, yeah, it's at the furthest point is about there, but where it ends is the bottom of the nose. Can you see that? It ends there. So watch that, and this and that's the socket area there. Your transition between the eye and the edge is not too bad, and that's one of the harder areas, so kudos to that. Your lips look cool, but again, you've gone into detail too quick. Lips are too big, but it depends what sort of what ethnicity you are as to how big the lips are in things, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad at all. Your ears are really, really wrong. You need to have a look at the ears, because the ears are not good. In fact, what I'll do is I'll add an extra file in here for an ear. Okay, I've just put an extra file in for the ear. your ears are kind of, yeah, it's quite hard to get this right, but look at this ear and just try and match up to something like this. Pretty much all ears are the same, but there are different sizes. Some people have got bigger lobes, some people go straight into the side, different people, different things. But the ear shape and design is the same throughout, and this goes with anything to do with anatomy. Okay, I know people have gone on about learning anatomy, blah blah blah, but yeah, you can learn it, learn as much as you need to do, but really work from images, definitely work from images. So a little tool I want to tell you about is a tool called PureRef. I don't know if you're using it, but when you're using ZBrush, it's really handy because you can pop things over the top. So I'm going to give you the URL for PureRef. You can, it doesn't cost anything, but you can contribute, and I do suggest you give them like $1 or something, or £1 or 50p even. I think the minimum is like 2 or something, but it's well worth it because it helps them support the PureRef, and a lot of 3D artists use PureRef, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I'll just show you the website URL. So here is the reference URL for it. Is pureref.com. Yeah, pureref.com. Here it is here. You can go to the download and you can actually say how much you want to give. You don't have to, but I think you could put $1 in there if you wanted to. And I think that if you go through, I think if you put nothing in there, you can actually just download it. So if you put 0 in there, you can go to download, and then that will download. Obviously choose your version. If you're using macOS, Linux, or Windows, then you can just download that. So when you've downloaded it and installed it, what you can do is then click on the PureRef icon, which I'm doing now. I've got 2 monitors. Always good if you're using ZBrush because you've got 2 monitors. And what you're going to do is you're going to find this. Now what you can do really easily with PureRef is you can take this, let me drag it there, right hand click to move it, but you can take these and I can drop them in there. And now I can use the mouse scroller and scroll back out and double click on one of these, zoom in with the middle scroller, zoom back out. It's really easy, intuitive, your middle mouse button to click. So you can double click on that, zoom in, you know, and really cool. But the other cool thing about it, and the most important thing about it, is if I click this application, you're going to see that if I draw on here, this does not disappear. And this is because if I right hand click and go to mode, I've got it always on top. So if you're using ZBrush, you can have this over the top, still work on ZBrush and be able to get this and move this around however you like. You can even make it smaller if you want to, bigger, you know, zoom back out, double click that, zoom in, zoom out, middle mouse click. And if you don't want it overlaid, you can go to mode and you can turn overlay off. As soon as you click there, it will disappear behind the application. So PureRef is definitely something cool to use for sure, because it allows you to work and still see all your reference, which is very cool. All right, so I'm going to supply this to you now, and I'm going to now jump into before I jump into ZBrush, I just want to show you the last thing that I added this reference sheets for you to look at. I'm also going to give you this critique sheet, which will be in here, but I've also included a head turntable. Now this is a head anatomy file. Now keep these files in this folder for it to work, because this HTML file needs to reference this location. So if you double click this, what you're going to get is, if you've got 2 monitors, this is really good, you're going to get this pop up. Okay, now it will take a little while to load, but if you then left mouse button click, you can move around this. So I've included skeleton, the head with skin on, and the muscles. And you can also zoom in by using the middle mouse wheel as well. So you can really start to look at some of those shapes and how they form. Now I have done these, this is part of my anatomy class from courses.mojomojo.design. I supply these with my course, but I'm supplying them to you to help you out, Drake. All right, so this is just a little thing for you. I supply a lot more stuff, all the assets and training videos. My course is £100, so it's quite expensive, I'm guessing, for you. So I'm trying to do this free for you, just as to try and get you to a better place. When you look at this video and you start to analyze what you're doing wrong, when you next post, please tag me in so I can just have a look and see how you're doing, and if I've made a difference to your progress in anatomy. It would be really nice to sort of hear some words from you that I've actually helped you out there. That would be really good if you tag me in. Fabulous. All right, so you've got that file, so you can play around with that. So I've supplied you with 3 here: critique, which is this, the reference, and the head turntable. And I'm about to now just jump into ZBrush and quickly do a sculpt. I'm not going to finish something, but I'm going to tell you what you should be doing initially to start off with. Okay, Drake, so I'm in a ZBrush. I'm going to go straight into Sphere 3D. I'm going to make that, go into edit mode, make that Polymesh 3D. And I'm going to go straight into my Dynamesh. I've got a setting here of 96 roughly resolution. I'm going to hit that Dynamesh button. And then I'm going to turn on symmetry. Now, you always start with symmetry, but you do break symmetry later. Okay, so I've got this, it's facing towards me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to initialize where the face parts are on this model. So I'm going to use masking, and I'm just going to mask up to about down to there. Doesn't have to be exact. And go down to there, just use a bit of this to take that away. I'm going to inverse the mask by clicking, and then I'm just going to use move, and I'm going to move this out. So I'm going to go into my move brush, and I'm going to move this down to get the general shape and design of the head. And I'm going to look from both sides. I'm now going to take the forward area and I'm going to kind of move it forwards like that to give me a face. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it and just use the smooth brush to smooth it out. And I'm going to push this side in. Now I'm going straight into perspective now because I want to be working in perspective mode when I'm working on this. And I'm going to push this in. I might be a little bit out on the face, so I'm just making some adjustments now, just to kind of get that look. Smooth that off. I'm now going over the bottom of it and I'm putting in the neck. So I'm going to use move for this, and I'm just angling this a little bit here. In fact, I've made a mistake. I need to just bring a little bit more material into this area, a little bit too near the chin. And then I'm going to bring this out at this angle. This is going to be the start. Now I'm re-dynameshing this. And I'm going to go in and start to form the basis. Let's go in and push this a bit more. And this is what you should be doing to start yourself off. I'm going to say the ear position is about here, so I'm just using a bit of Dynamesh just to draw in some lines to get a sense of where I am. The middle of the face is round about there. Ooh, a bit lower. So I'm just putting these little markers in, and it helps me say whereabouts these things are going to be. So I'm now kind of moving stuff in. I'm just going to look from the top, always look from the top, check that everything's good. Okay, good. So I've got that. I'll set my eye position. So I'm going to start, remember that gap between the eyes. So I'm leaving one gap. I'm just going to soften it, and then I'm just going to go in with the move, and I'm just going to push this in. Okay, now I've done that, re-dynameshing, and I'm just smoothing this bottom line out. And I'm going to come in now with a bit of masking and basically do a kind of triangle. I'm going to use move now. Now we can start to shape the nose. So I'm moving that down there, and re-dynamesh that, just smooth it out, push this back, start bringing the brow forwards here. Now remember that that bone runs up through, so I'm re-dynameshing, and we're going to use clay tubes to kind of put a marker where that line is. So I'm building up that clay material around there. I'm also looking at building up that zygomatic bone, which finishes around there. So I'm then going to go over this really quickly. Okay, I can then start, and I'm on a really low setting for this. Remember that. I'm going to start to build in some of this, And I'm now going to start to do what's called the barrel for the mouth. I'm building that barrel out. I'm looking at the sides as well as I do it. This is really important to look at that angle as you're working with this. Look at that angle at the side. Let's say that chin's a bit out there. Redynamesh it. Just going to smooth it off a bit. And we're going to get that kind of form going. Also notice that I'm moving through the focal lengths, and I've got perspective turned on. So just going to put something in here to represent the mouth area. Now I'm thinking already that the eyes are going to run round about here. Yeah, so that mouth lip is running down there. Just going to look from the side. I'm going to start to already cut some lines in for this area, and I'm going to move to H polish just to polish a bit of this back. I'm going to add a bit more material in here to barrel it out a bit more. That's good. I need to use move now on this piece, so I'm now looking at the nose area. And now you can start to think about those eyes. So I'm going to cut in using the clay tubes, and all I'm doing is I'm just starting to build up, get a sense of where I'm going. Now at this point I'm going to turn this up to about 150, something like that, smooth it, redynamesh and clean it up. And we're now actually in a good place to start our sculpt. I will be checking this on the side, so got to use a bit more moving here. Look at this angle across here, down here on the jaw. So as you're working, you can kind of see as you're putting stuff in that you need to move some stuff back here, get some angle. And we're starting to push that in a bit there. I'm going to push this all in, a bit more depth in there. Then I start to build my eyelids over the top, like that, down the bottom area here. And only move up when you've run out of resolution. And believe it or not, this is a good start. It's not finished, it's just a good start for the mesh. I'm also looking at the ear position. This all needs to be moved down. The jawline at the back needs moving down, so I'm going to just polish a bit of this out. This is the constant move of this to get it right. going to use move. Push this bit back in. And that kind of starts me off. It's very basic, but you can see it starts to come together. You know, you start to get that basic form in there. So you should not be going in and doing the high level detail until you've got all this stuff in position. And the advantage of this, you can work very quickly because you're at low resolution. You don't need to set it high until you run out of resolution. And when I mean run out of resolution is that you can't put the detail in that you want to put in. That's what I mean about not running out of resolution. All right. So that's a basic head there. That's kind of ready to be worked on further to get it into a better position. But you can see, pay a lot of attention to the angles of things like the lip barrel here into the jawline. Definitely where the ears hit across here is really important, and where it hits across here as well. A bit high there. Definitely take a note of that this to this should be about the same here. So the same distance across here is across here, and half the distance of the eye is to the side there as you're looking at it in the model. Yeah, so definitely pay attention to that as you're working, and then you should be all right. Just follow those things, take it really slowly, spend ages at this level. Just spend ages. If it doesn't look right, when you zoom out like that, if it doesn't look like a human head, it looks wrong, then rework it. Okay, sometimes, in fact, sometimes even turning it upside down like this will kind of reset you. It helps sometimes to work upside down, believe it or not. Just keep working at it, and then you'll be producing this. So I think this was done in like 10 minutes. So you know, it's a good base to start your work on for sure before you move on. Okay, Drake, hope this helps you, and definitely tag me in on the next post that you do. I want to see the improvement that you've got. Remember, with that side of the head as well, it should be flat. I don't want you to do it with him like looking up in the air. He should be looking straight at you to start off with. You can always move it up later, you know. Once you've retopologized it and stuff, you can go into the head and soften it down, and then you can go in and rotate that head however you like later. All right, you don't need to do it at this stage. Keep everything nice and looking straight at you, and you won't have a problem. Okay, Drake, hopefully this helps you.